I've always been fascinated by stories ever since I was a little kid. There is this eternal question: can we discern the artist from the art? If you like Wagner's music, but you know that as a person he was an asshole, does it make you like his music less, or it doesn't matter? I mean, that's maybe a topic for another time. For a few years, I had organized this storytelling club here in Berlin. There was a topic, and you would say, I don't know, today we'll talk about the first time I did something, or we'll talk about random acts of kindness. And this would be the topic. People would come and everybody would tell their story. There was no cover and anything. We would just like gather in a bar, in a location, and then sit around the table and tell stories. And I heard so many fascinating stories during that event. I think it's really part of our cultural heritage to, share stories and, pass the stories on to other people. Not all of us are biographers or authors or filmmakers. So a lot of people who have good stories, and if these stories are not somehow recorded, they'll get lost. And this is basically the reason why I thought it's important to tell a story. October, November of 1987, somewhere along the lines, I decided to make my own fanzine. And so for the next 2 years, I published that fanzine in ex-Yugoslavia. I was born in Split in Croatia, and it was written in Croatian language. But then I moved to Rome, Italy, for university. And all of a sudden it made no sense to make a fanzine in Croatian language in Italy. So I switched to English. And all of a sudden I was trading this fanzine with other fanzines, with people who maybe released cassettes or maybe 7-inch records. And all of a sudden I found myself with copies of other people's fanzines or their cassettes and whatnot. And I started selling them, first to friends, then I would make a little list. And I needed a name, so I called let's call it mail order Bored Teenagers. That was the first name. Back until, I would say, 1995, that was the name, Bored Teenagers. I printed maybe about 10 catalogs with these fanzines and cassettes and 7-inch. And then some other people got involved. Then I started a label called Goodwill Records. And of course, then I was trading my releases. So I would send 10 7-inch to the United States, and then I'll get 10 7-inch from somebody else's label, and then I would send some to Brazil, and then I would get, their releases. And little by little it grew. And also the number of people involved oscillated. I did it with like different friends. There's always been like somebody to help, but I would say the most, the bulk of the work was normally done by me. Over years, it just kind of grew. And this is pretty much why there are all these records around us. Some of them are Goodwill Records releases. Some of them belong to my other record label called No Plan. And the rest is just stuff I traded with other labels. So, there's a lot, I reckon. So basically the idea is to invite people, my friends, who maybe live in Berlin or are passing through, and invite them to tell their stories, what they know about certain records, about certain bands, what they can share with other people. Different backgrounds from different countries, different age groups, even different kind of music they are interested in, and they will tell us stories about the records that they find here.